So, right. Hacky robot vacuum cleaner. Security, privacy, and mostly physical. This is my talk. Let me set it up. And I'm going to have to do. We're going to set up a better infrastructure here for actually doing talk because this is a little fast. Anyway, me F9. This is my vacuum cleaner. This is one of 2 vacuum cleaners I have because well, it's actually one of 5 I have, but that's a whole different thing. That's a talk that I do at a very different place. F9 is a Dream F9. She is a robot vacuum cleaner. Look, she has wheels. It has wheels. It has, it can suck things up. It has 2,500 Pascal units of suction. I think that's what that means. It sucks a lot. It does V-slam technology, which means that it's not what slam means, but funnily enough, what it does is it slams. It's got a button on the front, and that's how it works out that something's there. And it's got a camera here, and that camera works out where its position is in your house. So what happens? It comes along, and so as an example, it will bang into this. It will map a point cloud in your ceiling, because you might think that your ceiling is all white and plain, but this knows different. And it will take a reading of where it is, and from it will learn how to map out your house.
So like upside down maps.
Yeah, it's like an upside down maps. That is a brilliant way of explaining it, actually. I wish I'd have thought. Right. Anyway, it's also got a mock attachment, which is nice. Problem. F9 knows you. Got to be a camera on it. The newer ones have cameras on the front as well, so it can see dog poop. But it also uploads many, many images of your dog poop to servers all around the world. And just so that it comes across a bit tinfoil hat when I talk about this, I should just kind of give some context. So this is the Chinese machine. I don't want to spark any kind of China, lovely place, but they don't have the same laws that we do here about privacy. Also, what you might not realise is that a lot of the very automated, very AI, very machine learning things that are actually happening by people around the world that are sitting there manually, going through things, especially the exceptions. And so we've seen a couple of news stories about vacuum cleaners that have come up with images that are then being passed around groups of people that are paid far too little to sort these images. So it's not really, just want to be clear here, if you've got a robot vacuum cleaner and you didn't realise, this isn't like a fake thing, this isn't like a tinfoil hat thing. These images do land up on the internet in front of people that have got far too little business seeing you pooping while it's hoovering around you. Anyway, so this is how it works. This is the vacuum cleaner. I'll build this quickly. Goes up to the cloud, anything goes up to the cloud, and I'm just using the cloud like Aaron Ferry. And then, of course, comes down to your device, and they've got an app and stuff like that. I don't like that, so what we're going to do, I'm just going to put in a slide here. Instead of putting a slide here, what I'll do is I'll just go to the website. Oh no. Oh, I've given away the ending now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a little piece of open source software, Sudo, that's been built to handle exactly this problem. Free your vacuum from the cloud, they say. Beautiful. So this is a piece of software, open source, been built, and it's really interesting because what it does, and this is like the interfaces and stuff, it's nice, it works really nicely. I'll show you how mine works at home and stuff a bit later if you like. But what's important about this is that the way that it works is that it gets installed to a tiny little part of the vacuum cleaner. So instead of going up to the cloud, they've created basically a little tiny dream cloud that gets installed on your device. For anyone that's interested, it captures connections that the device is making out to the internet, intercepts them, and then tries to interpret them itself instead. And they built their own app, and you can access from the internet, and it completely misses out the cloud entirely, cloud sound. It also gives you things like MQTT. I don't know. I'm really not sure what the mix is here. When I say MQTT, put your hand up if you know what I'm talking about. Okay, awesome. About half. I think that we're getting this about this pitch. And things like Home Assistant and stuff as well. So I use Home Assistant with it. It's really, really good. So really what I wanted to do with this talk is I wanted to show you some of the hard bits of hacking this. I've already rooted this, so I won't show you the whole process. But the main bit of it is getting root on it. People are scared of it, so I was going to show you how to do it. You can only do this with certain robots. So Xiaomi, Dream, Roborock, Commodore, apparently. A lot of these are just rebranding things, right? You know, they're all the same robot vacuum cleaner underneath it, but they're different brands. I will point out that my brother bought a D-Bot and was like, yes, James, I've got a D-Bot. And I was like, no, it's not. It's not the same. Can't do it. You've recently got another one, haven't you? A Bot Lab. Or something like that. I'd be really interested to see how that looks. It sounds like it's a rebranded like Dream or something like that. There's some really nice ones actually, by the way. There's ones that suck up the stuff into a main bag. There's ones that do it with a mop, everything. Anyway, so that's enough of me. Time to rip this open. I've just realised I've lost my Ricky Oakley thing.
What you need? Yeah, you really need white face.
All of this stuff here that I'm about to use is available here at fizzPOP. So if you're a fizzPOP member, then you can go straight into the electronics room and you can break your robot vacuum thing. Look, what I'm going to do, rip its face. Yeah, it's good. Just come out of our phone fixing thing. Okay. I didn't work this out myself, looked it up on the internet. Sometimes I have to work things out for myself. Most of the time, I look smart and just read about it. In here, there is a connector. And the nice thing about this connector is that it speaks UARTs. Anyone know what UART is? Yeah, a couple of you? Okay. UART, you might have heard of RS232. Has anyone heard of that? Okay. UART is basically something that's come up with a long, long time ago, which basically allows us to send fixed length messages across two wires. And then they add a third wire for ground. So you can electrocute yourself, I guess. Fixed length messages, those kind of look like packets. So it's kind of similar to how the internet works, but like single layer and it's over some wires. And as you can see, I've made this a lot harder for myself. So we're going to connect this up now. This is this is my inverter. This is a UART thing by Bait. You can get these on eBay or anywhere like that for a couple of quid. You can also get one out of our electronics room because I think we've got this exact model somewhere.
Is that an FTDI?
Yeah.
There we go.
That's what it's called, FTDI, thank you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hook it up. And all you really need to do is connect it to your computer and connect the other end into this guy's plate. So luckily, this again is documented on Valentino's website. So I'll just pull this in. This is part of their guide. The rest of the guide's nice and easy. It's just like copy this, type in this, and stuff like this. So this is the bit that people get scared of. And it's nice and easy. So I'm going to orient this such that I know what I'm doing. I'm going to make ground to ground. So this is the ground pin. Ground is yellow. Yellow to yellow to blue. Blue is this. Ground is the third pin in right. Then I've got the TX. Now TX needs to go in RX and RX needs to go to TX because you know, mouth to ear, ear to mouth. A bit like that. So I've got RX on here. My RX is brown. My brown RX is grey. My grey RX needs to go into TX on here, which is right underneath the ground pin. And then the last one is going to be down here. That's the hard bit. all right. Gonna get this in. Now the nice thing is, I can now just access this via a command. So, this is a USB device, so I'm connecting to TTY USB 0. Can everyone see that? I'll just, what's the Oh, no, that's not it. There we go, there we go, there we go. So as you can see here, the command is, I'm using a screen. Screen happens to handle it really well as a tool. You can use others as well. I'm telling you the baud rate, you just need to know that if you don't know that on a device. And by the way, this applies to any device. Lots of devices speak UART. It's a normal thing. So if you ever want to go and try and hack a device, go in the electronics room, get out the oscilloscope and try and work out what speed it's talking. You can enter that into the into here. Don't know what XOF does. I read it on the internet, so that must be fine. And what I've done is I've just connected to this device, which of course is just a computer. So if I press this button, there we go, there we go. This looks like a computer, and it kind of does look like a computer, doesn't it? Sign the kernel. It sings. It even says it sings. It says play game. So up here, like play. Oh, I missed. Oh, it's the screen. Anyway, so as you can see, I've got even a full like root terminal. This has been rooted earlier, so there's nothing else that I can really show you here. But this is a normal Linux terminal. This was a Linux terminal. I suspect that I've broken it. And I'm going to have to fix that now. My wife is not going to be happy with me because the vacuum is not going to be cleaned. With that in mind, I'll go back to my slides. And that was my last slide. So, yeah, what I wanted to show you really here was getting like the basics of this done. Once you've got a root on these terminals, and I know that actually what I've done is I've tried to scroll up and it doesn't like it. So it's nothing to do with this. Once you've got a root on this, you can pretty much just connect to it. It gives you a couple of pre-configured commands for this. The other side of it that I wanted to show you was a lot of your devices have these. So if you pop them off and you see these kind of connectors, or if you pop it off and you see like, have you seen when you open these things, it's got like 4 or 5 like just pads. That's because you can kind of connect them and stuff like that. And once you've done that, you can get a connection and you can probably see something that's quite similar to Linux that you can probably use on your devices at home, right? Right? You can do this with your vacuum cleaners, you can do this with your fridges, and anything else. With that in mind, I will ask if anyone wants to ask any questions about this. I also wanted to say, if you're interested in rooting a robot vacuum cleaner, come talk to me after. I'd be very happy to help you. I've helped a couple of people in this room already set up their robot vacuum cleaners. Yeah, I'd be very happy to do it for you as well, as long as you accept that if I break it, you get to keep the parts. So with that in mind, thank you very much. Any questions? Oh, it did come back. Hello! Any questions about this? Go.
What's normally the purpose of like these people kind of just like leaving these plugs like on, on the outside of their devices, just kind of like waiting to be plugged into?
Really good question. So there's a couple of reasons. So you'll find that on some manufacturers, they're harder than others. In fact, there's a really good talk, which I tried really hard not to rip off because the guy's smart on me, that he did for like the Chaos Computer Club, which basically gone through some of these manufacturers have really tried to lock these down. So the answer is you're seeing the ones that are easy to hack. But the reason that they'll leave these open is because it's very easy. So you can imagine if they have like a recall, if they don't leave that there, then they're going to have to get you to send your device back. If they do leave that here, well, these devices are like £2 or £3. You could make a custom one that has some firmware on it, send it out to all the affected people, plug it in. So that's going to tend to be the reason, and like working things out. And also, they're just trying to fling these out the door as quickly as they can. So trying to remove UART from this so soon after you've developed it.
The other reason why they quite often put them there is that they will build these things, have them in stock, and then they'll find a bug in it. If they need to fix the software before they then sell them on, it's much easier for them to suddenly just unplug something in to do it, work their way along a long line of them, rather than have to strip them all down, reprogram. So it's just convenience.
So this is how they land up hacking like day one Nintendo Switches and stuff, because they leave that stuff there before they lock it down.
Can you access the camera from this then?
I can. I'm not going to do it over this because the baud rate will be really, really low. But when you've got it hooked up to Wi-Fi, then yeah, you absolutely can. And you can, wander around your house looking at things. You think of it as security. Yeah, no, that'd be quite cool. You can also get those security drones, can't you? You can just think that someone's in your house. At the moment, they connect to Amazon's infrastructure. No.
So at the beginning, you were explaining that you're sending pictures to people who are paid far too little in order to sort through them.
Oh yeah.
And the purpose of this hash or hack is to prevent it from being able to do that.
Mm.
Is its performance affected once you've removed that crush from it, if you will?
No, because that will probably never hit your device. It will help them develop new revisions of the device.
Okay, so they don't use it for it's not a function.
There are other tools. There are other things. So, for example, as an example, moderation on Facebook, Instagram, and stuff like that will be handled by the same kind of people, and so that might be affected by this. But nobody's, by the time that picture's been assessed by somebody, it will have long since finished hoovering my floor, and they're not going to update it just for me. They want me to buy another one.
It's commonly used for training data for things like that as well. Like working with autonomous vehicles, they regularly take the cameras, and if the situation, if they flag the situation might be say like bad, then they'll give a whole series of images, or they might give like a video of the trip to someone, and then they'll be able to go through and say, here's a box, that's a person, here's a box, that's a car. So in this case, it will probably be someone going, here's a box, that's a cat poo, avoid the cat poo.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
And then
then puts that into whatever kind of training algorithms, and then that gets deployed. It might get over the air updated to a local tool and that kind of stuff. It's like the mechanical turf. You've seen that.
No, stop, please stop. Sorry, carry on.
Yeah, the mechanical turf, for example, training. So you'll be given say like a receipt, and then you have to flag out like, what was the person's name, what was the date, and it uses that to kind of help build positive training data for provision of images.
Thank you.
Yeah, question.
How powerful are the SoCs that they actually put in these things?
They're getting less powerful over time. It's amazing. What they've done is, to start with, they put these super powerful chips in there, which is why Valitudo can run. You think you've got a whole node application running on there in addition to what was meant to. They're slowly shrinking it over time as they're realizing they're getting better, basically. They don't need to leave as much space. I suspect that Valitudo will have to be hosted externally at some point.
Have you considered strapping a knife to?
I've seen that comment.
Sadly, we'll look again.
Why do you have 5? I thought you were going to escape that.
No, I had 2 of these. The problem I had is I had a vacuum cleaner, I didn't like it, and then bought one of these. And then I decided to buy a second because I've got upstairs and downstairs. And I like it to be automated. And then I decided that my main vacuum cleaner wasn't powerful enough, so I bought a bigger one. I haven't sold my old one yet. And then I decided to get a smaller one that just, look, things get dirty. Yeah, I've got 2 of these.
It's like Raspberry Pi's guitars. The number you need is always n+1.
Yeah, exactly. I don't have that problem with. There is another vacuum cleaner that I want to get, but.
I was going to say, like, is the other problem the fact that you have like an Alcoholics Anonymous kind of style meeting for I have too many vacuums?
Very interesting.
I'm joking, so that
Or afterwards.
Of all sites, so you can get your vacuum cleaner does something, it triggers something that's like AQS lambda, and then that thing, and then that displays.
Actually, we could probably get this to start reporting its location via that. You can joke, but I'm actually really interested in now seeing.
What would be really cool is, and whether you can hack them or not, I don't know, Makita now make a robot vacuum cleaner for workshops. So it can go around, so it would be perfect here. And what's really cool about it is it actually has a separating system, so the dust goes into one box, and then it puts all the screws you've dropped in another box.
Or you have a camera that views your whole floor, and it uses AI to figure out where there's dirt, and then it serves the robot up specifically to target that.
I don't want that many cameras in the house. Just probably follow where the cat went. Right, I'm very happy to carry on talking about my robot vacuum cleaner. I don't have a problem, but I do like talking about it, and so will everyone else that did a talk tonight. Thank you very much to Marnia and to Stuart for doing talks tonight. Very brave of them. And to anyone else here that would like to do a talk next month, then hopefully you've been a little bit inspired to do it. We accept as you can see, very low quality talks. That might not even have been completely finished. And we're really excited to see what we do. To everyone on stream, if you're still there, is there anyone still there? Just one, two. Is it still Jack and Mike? Hey Jack, hey Mike, it's great to see you again. I'm really hoping we get some more people on here. Thank you very much for joining us. I'm going to shut down this feed now. So thank you and goodbye.